pounds. He's a senior. And that's where they really wanted to control the line of scrimmage. Khalil Nash, the tight end, a junior, 6'4", 250. In motion is Dave McKenzie for the Crusaders as they are on the march again. Handoff Mealy. Mealy is slammed at the 48-yard line. He is walloped by Jason Carpenter, senior outside linebacker.
Jason Carpenter, 5'9", 170, is another example of the way this team tackles. They might be small, but watch the tackling. Sure-handed tackling as he just puts the man on the back that time, and Mealy comes up and says, didn't get my usual 5 yards that particular time, so we have a timeout on the field.
Burrell again wanting to make adjustments, and I think this is more of a timeout to give their defense a little bit of a rest. As you look at Chapman, we're in the hotel with all the McDevitt fans. They're just flat out excited about the way things have been going. And it's great to be sending it back to the Harrisburg area in Lancaster, York, Lebanon on WITF Channel 33, public television station there. And we'll have another game later today at 5 o'clock. Lower Dauphin against nationally ranked Penn Hills. Bishop McDevitt, though, 14-0 on the season, leading 6-0. And I'll tell you what, Gary, they have just been most impressive in this postseason run. Last week, had to get through a pretty good Lansdale Catholic outfit to win 12-6. But again, look at the touchdown. This is where it's going to be won today up front. Watch Deibler sweep it clean.
And then Mealy finished it off in the end zone. Deibler blows the hole. Mealy finishes it off. And that's where we are right now, 6-0. Bishop McDevitt with the football.
At the Burrell 48-yard line. Nelson in motion. The pitch back goes to Mealy again. Check that. This is Walton to the 42-yard line. A Johnny Walton, 6', 170-pounder. They have so many weapons, they're hard to keep track of. They look alike. Walton a little taller. But that time Coffey quick through the right hole, set up by Deibler again, and watch some fresh legs here.
Mealy north and south, and then you have Walton east and west. And here comes Walton to the western side as he comes student body right one more time, gets him behind the blocking. And again, another big pickup, 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
And you get the feeling that McDevitt would go 4 downs anytime they cross midfield. They are at the 42-yard line. Into the game quickly as Drew Painter. He will stand in front of Mealy. Back goes Scott to throw. Scott under heavy pressure, flushed out of that. Still looking. Scott dances around 1st down to the 39-yard line. That has to be a frustrating experience for the Burrell defense. They had him for a big loss a couple of plays ago. He picks up 12. Here they had him for a big loss. Gets 2 and a 1st down.
How to make something out of nothing. What do you do when you're a great athlete? Watch this. You dodge one tackle. You look things over. No possibilities there, huh? Okay, well, I'll come near side and try to dance my way around the end, and that's exactly what Jordan Scott does and picks up a big 1st down for a team that doesn't like to punt very often on 4th down. Only 21 punts all season in 14 games.
Tommy Mealy is back in. He is the lone setback behind Jordan Scott. Dave McKenzie and Rakai Nelson will line up to the top of your screen as Scott goes back again. Looks, has McKenzie. Can't get out of the grasp. That time, ball is loose and out of bounds. Good coverage by Bill Ream that time for Burrell. Dave McKenzie tried to turn around on him, and just a super play by Bill Ream, the cornerback.
Well, you see Scott's pass all the way over to McKenzie, but it took a long time to get there, allowed the defense a chance to adjust and get over there, then strip McKenzie away, and the ball rolls safely out of bounds if you're a Bishop McDevitt fan. And we come back to live action here. Bishop McDevitt, 2nd down and 9 yards to go. This is the 9th play of this drive.
Even though you can't see it on your screen, there's kind of a misty mix, if you will, throws it mixture. Delayed handoff. This is going to be Spencer Walters, and he's got it inside the 30 to the 20-yard line as Waters has positive yardage, and he's close to another McDevitt 1st down.
Just when you think you've smelled out all their plays, they give you a little wraparound look here as Scott steps back, wraps it around, and says, here you go, Spencer, take off. And Waters takes off and gets another 1st down here for the Bishop McDevitt Crusaders, who are on a crusade right now to get a 2nd touchdown. 10th play of this drive.
No relation to their most famous alum, Ricky Waters. He's Waters with 1 T, not 2, like Ricky with the Eagles. 1:08 to go. We are in the 1st quarter. McDevitt driving again. Handoff. This is a Johnny Walton. He's run well. Walton still alive to the 20-yard line, and a gain of 7 more. It's Johnny Walton, a 6', 170-pound junior. And again, you talk about manly running. You go tackle to tackle, lane blocking that time. And there you see Deibler. He was the guy that blew it open again.
And this time we'll let you see him coming at you. You get to see what Burrell sees every single time. Those big Hawks bruising out the big holes. And here he comes. One more time, a Johnny Walton.
Spoljaric, also Don Painter. This line, and you know, McDevitt, if you can believe this, they say they have not played up totally to their potential, or put it all together in one football game. They hope today is it. So far, most impressive. Big hole Mealy as he slams forward to about the 13-yard line. Another gain of 7 and a McDevitt first down.
I think Mealy just tripped over Spoljaric's foot that time as he tried to burst forward. He had 6. Watch this. Mealy burst through the line. Now watch him just trip. All right, he tripped right over his man's foot there. It was Spoljaric, or he'd have been in the end zone again.
That's the 9th first down for Bishop McDevitt as they're just going to let the quarter run out. 6-0, and they are on the march again. Down at the 13-yard line of Burrell, and a most impressive opening 12-minute act for the Crusaders of Bishop McDevitt. Timeout on the field. Our score, Bishop McDevitt 6, Burrell nothing. Back with more after this timeout. Have everybody watching on WITF Channel 33. Bishop McDevitt in the AA final for the first time. The East has split the opening 2 meetings with the West. Last year, the East went 3-1. Today, they're looking for a mid-state sweep in District 3. Bishop McDevitt has it at the 13-yard line. Big hole for Mealy. Mealy's got another touchdown, and Bishop McDevitt is in control again. Mealy to the pylon easily that time. Spoljaric sprung it at the line of scrimmage.
Little celebration on the far side. Mealy with 7 carries, 44 yards, 2 touchdowns, and here he comes again. Look at the move right there, and it gives you a little juke and loses you. Hornick tried to get him. No one had a chance. Into the end zone. 2nd touchdown for Tommy Mealy.
Let's talk Rocco Cangelosi as well. 6'3", 280-pound junior. He had a lot to do with that. McDevitt will go for 2. Well, 4 seconds have gone by in the second quarter, and Bishop McDevitt with a 12-0 lead.
And a 12-play, 76-yard drive from McDevitt. They kept that defense for Burrell out there and just bruised them for the 2nd touchdown.
Power I is what got them here. That's how they beat Lansdale Catholic. They just ran it right down their throat when it counted before Jordan Scott found Khalil Nash for the winning touchdown pass. Right now they're going for the 2-point conversion. Scott throws across, got it, Nelson, good. 14-0 Bishop McDevitt. That was well set up. What you do is you look one way and you get Nelson in the back of the end zone, and Bishop McDevitt is pushing all of the right buttons right now.
When Jordan Scott starts to run, it freezes the linebackers. You see the linebackers have to come up right here to stay, and now Jordan Scott just looks back, finds his man in the end zone, and a perfect strike for the 2-point conversion as he finds, who else? Rakai Nelson right in the back of the end zone, and here you'll see it again, coming at it from Rakai's look. Hey, couldn't throw it any better as he puts it right in the numbers.
Well, he threw for 2,200 yards, had 25 touchdown passes on the year, so he knows what to do when he's going into the painted area. It's 14-0 McDevitt. And, you know, Fort Chapman, I think, said something compelling when we were talking to him. He says, yes, we want the gold medal for Bishop McDevitt, but he goes, he's treating this as a Harrisburg against Pittsburgh type of game today. He says he's for the pride of the Mid-Penn Conference, which is one of the great leagues in the state. We know about it in our particular area, Gary, but the rest of the state is beginning to really catch on that Bishop McDevitt comes from one of the premier leagues in the state.
Well, a team that has played 8 4A schools during the course of the year just by playing in their league.
You can see how ready they have been. They thought that might be a big key. Nicastro now for Burrell through the 25, and then gang tackling. Well, he worked his way to the 30-yard line of the 31. It looked like a rugby scrum. He just kept his feet in the tires, kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and got 5 extra yards out of it, and Burrell will go back on offense.
Well, if you think it's hard to meet people, watch Nicastro here, because you're going to meet a lot of them in a hurry as he gets to the center of the field here and gets to meet the Bishop McDevitt team up close and personal. But no shortage of leg power there, as Nicastro says, like Rocky style, I'm not going down.
1st and 10 for Burrell, their 3rd possession, and needless to say, it's a big one. You don't want to go 3 and out and let McDevitt go back on offense where they have dominated thus far. The quarterback is Kevin Horwath. He's a junior, 5'10", going to throw it out real quick this time for Mike Mills. Mills, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Todd Mealy is the one standing up off the stack. The tackle for McDevitt, a gain of 1.5 yards.
Jed, much like Bishop McDevitt, you'll see a lot of different formations out of the run and shoot. That time, the 3 receivers, what they like to call trips to the outside, and they got the quick pass out there. They're used to getting that and then letting the man go one-on-one. That time, nowhere to hide.
Well, for Burrell, the novelty's off. McDevitt, their defense practices against a run and shoot because that's kind of what they do in this multiple offense. So Burrell's going to have to throw some different things. There's Hornack, the fullback, met head on by a fired-up Todd Mealy. Well, his brother Tommy's got 2 touchdowns, and Todd's hoping to give it back to his brother, maybe for another turn.
Here you see Todd Mealy and Chance Carter coming together to tie this play up as Carter came in for support. Mealy right on top of it, and it's almost like Bishop McDevitt has read the playbook for Burrell. They've got everything spelled out so far this early point of the game.
Well, if you're Tom Henderson and you drew up a nightmare, 3rd and 9's one of them. They've had 3rd and 11, 3rd and 10, and 3rd and 9. They've converted once. They need 2 here. They trail 14-0. Back goes Horwat, rolling, looking, under the gun now. Slips out of that, still looking, now throws it downfield, and it is almost intercepted. I believe it was trapped. Rakai Nelson checked that. It was Jacoby Pittman. Well, Jacoby Pittman wanted the interception, but it skipped in front of him.
Well, Jacoby Pittman got out there, and you'll see the pass. Horwat coming out again. Receivers covered all the way downfield. He continues to look on the play action here. Looking, trying to roll out, trying to get away. Doesn't want to run it. And finally, he's going to let it fly under pressure. And Jacoby Pittman takes it right off the turf. Great effort, but you can see him come up with it off the turf on 1 bounce.
Well, the way things have looked, Gary, you always wondered what a quad A team would look like in a double-A game. So far, McDevitt's giving us a look on that. This is going to be Jordan Scott. He's a quarterback. He's been slippery, but not that time, to the 36-yard line. And he hit a blue wall and was thundered down there. And on the tackle first was Mike Mills.
If Jordan Scott has a fault, he might wait around a little bit too long before he starts to head north.
Flag down there, Gary.
And you can see the flag line down in front of him here. Take a look at this, the last pass from Horwat. You'll get a good angle here by our camera crew of exactly what it looked like down there as the pass thrown downfield, the dive for the play, and it's off the turf. He picks it up. Nice work again by the WITF camera crew.
Well, Don Pater, Lansdale Catholic didn't have an answer. I mean, he was in the backfield all night long in the Eastern Final, and more of same today in Altoona. It's great having you along, WITF Channel 33. Public television station throughout the mid-state. We will be on again at 5 today for Lower Dauphin and Penn Hills.
Well, the holding penalty there will take the ball back, and it'll start at the 20-yard line for Bishop McDevitt on their 3rd possession of the football game. The first 2 have been goals.
Drew Painter will stand in front of Tommy Mealy, who's in the eye. Mealy's got a big hole to the 23-yard line as he falls forward.
They continue to mix it up, pounding the middle with Mealy, coming to the outside with the Johnny, and every time Mealy hits it, he's good for positive yardage so far today as he picks up a couple real quick here. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
See Todd Rombach moving around out of his tackle position, 6'3", 260-pounder. Gain of 3 on the play for Mealy. Now into the game is Johnny Walton. He has run well in this opening half. McDevitt leading 14-0. Scott, little quick hitter now for Nelson. 2 men to beat. Nelson slices his way to the 28-yard line.
Rakai Nelson, one of the top receiving prospects in the country, comes into this game this afternoon with 65 receptions. When he gets out there one-on-one, he is a scary sight for defense. You'll see Rakai get the ball here. Gives you that little bit of a juke, trying to get away, and picks up a few positive yards again as he gets the ball out near the 30-yard line and near 1st down yardage.
That's a great matchup on the field. Seth Hornack, who we've called a lot as a fullback, 11 interceptions. Burrell on the year with 44 INTs, and that's been one of the reasons why they're 13-1.
Very opportunistic team is Burrell.
And off, this is going to be Mealy again for the 1st down across the 30 to the 32-yard line. Nothing fancy about that. They just ran right behind big Corey Dibler, and also Rocco Cangelosi.
So far, conversions this afternoon, 4 3rd down conversions for Bishop McDevitt, and 3 out of 4. That's pretty good, 75%. You'll take that number just about any time, won't you, Jed?
Well, their average yards on 1st down, Gary, have been 6, 7 yards. This is one where they had to slug their way on convert 3rd down for a change. Down to 8:53 to go. Nelson in motion for Bishop McDevitt. They are in control, leading 14-0. Scott rolling, looking, throws, has a man, and it's McKenzie incomplete. Well, Scott had to force the issue that time. He felt some pressure for the first time.
Really, the only thing he's done wrong all day to this point, he's been literally perfect running that factory, which is called the Bishop McDevitt offense. You'll see him here. He steps back, looks for his receiver to the outside. That's going to be McKenzie, usually the secondary receiver when he's not looking for Nelson. And this time just throws a little bit wide, trying to throw away from the defensive side.
Well, you saw Fort Chapman go kind of a reverse to get Nelson involved in the offense because he is facing double coverage today. Bill Ream and also Seth Hornak. They've bottled him up pretty well thus far. Brian Rahasik is into the ball game. Nelson goes in motion. McDevitt facing 2nd and 10. Back goes Scott again. He can run out of the pocket, this time directing traffic, and throws incomplete for Tommy Mealy. Excellent coverage downfield that time by the Burrell defense.
This is a Burrell defense that has 44 interceptions for the year, 25 fumble recoveries. Very opportunistic, as you see Ford Chapman on the side there. You want to talk about intensity, you could put his picture in the dictionary next to the word, and you'd have a good definition.
Well, I knew his dad, Harry. Chapman Field at Cumberland Valley is named after him, and he brings a lot of that particular preparation to the table. He says 90% of what he does as far as getting ready on game day is a result of what he learned from his father. Where's the beach for the Burrell coaching staff over there? The guy in shorts. That is a bit nippy for that kind of look. Scott. He is going to be hit from behind, and it's going to be 4th down, and a big stand that time by the Burrell defense. Jason Gregg in on the stop for the Buccaneers. Jason
Gregg, a 6'1", 190-pound senior, and he is the foundation on which this defense is built. You want to talk about quick? Watch this. Pulling down a very quick Jordan Scott from behind as something rare here. You're going to see a punt situation for Bishop McDevitt. Maybe.
Only the 22nd time, we think. And they're going to call timeout and think about it because they're not used to that sort of thing. We have 8:05 to go here in the first half. We're in the second quarter. Bishop McDevitt is leading 14-0 and is certainly in control. For those of you who want to relive some of the fabulous moments from the PIAA State Championships in Altoona, you can write to the PIAA at 550 Gettysburg Road, P.O. Box 2008, Mechanicsburg, zip 17055, or call in the Harrisburg area, 717-697-0374, or toll free at 1-800-382-1392, or even by fax at area code 717-697-7721. Visa and MasterCard are accepted, so get your tape today.
Now you look at McDevitt, most teams at the 25-yard line, or the 32-yard line rather, would never think twice about the punting. And when you have blocking like you see here up front, you very seldom ever think about the punting. But for McDevitt, it's a thought. They don't punt the ball that well, but now you're going to see a man jump into the game. Mike Eisman's going to kick it away.
High snap, and it's blocked. Burrell got it. Justin Chance, and it's recovered and down to the 20-yard line. Footer ball recovered. Jason Gregg on the block.
And P.J. Buterball on the recovery as Gregg got in one more time. He has been fabulous this afternoon from his defensive tackle spot. Watch this. The big paw of Jason Gregg puts it up there. Right hand, you'll see him knock it away. And then P.J. Buterball jumps on top of it, and all of a sudden, momentum has turned. It's wearing a blue and white uniform.
This is where Burrell must convert. 7:55 to go. This is where they get you and where they live.
You can see why Bishop McDevitt doesn't punt very often.
Kevin Horwath, the quarterback. He hasn't done a whole lot yet. Reverse, this is Hornak. He's the fullback, nowhere to go, and he's going to be whipped down at the 25-yard line. Corey Deibler is there, along with Mark Staffaroni.
Corey Deibler, a 6'3", 260-pound defensive tackle, never left his spot. He stayed disciplined, and watch the counter. And there's Deibler waiting for him on that side as he just jumps out and yanks down Hornak from the side. Here he comes. Bang. Comes together, and Hornak put away. We have a man down on the field for the moment. It is Hornak.
Well, that field is cold, and it's tough to handle sometimes.
Field's been here, by the way, for 10 years. You know, the artificial turf gets an awful bad rap. But you go down on this field, it's got a lot of good cushioning underneath it. It's different from anything you walk on. It's got about 5 more years of life before they replace it.
And here's what a block punt on the carpet looks like. Look at Gregg get his hand in the air.
Where quickness can sometimes be lethal, and that time for Burrell, they did a great job of getting it. It's a team that's very opportunistic. We talked about it. They have 9 block punts this year. That was number 10, and they did a great job of Buterball getting on top and recovering it as well.
Seth Hornak, this would be a big-time injury. He is their best cover guy defensively, and he's also a very key cog on their offense, and here's his dilemma.
You'll see Hornak push back. Now watch the leg here as the leg pushed back a little bit on the right side. Landed on by Deibler, and that's what they're looking at right now. Is Hornak just sitting down on the field, doesn't appear to be in a lot of pain, but he obviously is being looked at. And they're also showing his left hand now. Okay. looked like his ankle when we first saw him go down, but actually, I guess putting his hand down trying to break his fall, his left hand may have gotten hurt.
Drew Painter was in on the stop as well. Painter's a big kid at 6'4". This is good to see because Hornak is there.
Kevin Horwath, by the way, so far quarterback, 3 of 7 passing for 17 yards, making 18 yards. And not exactly a sterling day as you see the somewhat summer-clad Burrell coaching staff on the sideline.
7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. That is not me today, I can tell you that. Ball at the 22-yard line as a result of the block punt. Horwath rolling, looking, under the gun. He's going to be hit, dropped back for a huge loss at the 35-yard line by Mike Eisman.
Mike Eisman is the Iceman today. The Iceman cometh that time as Eisman came in, and watch this. No question about what's going to happen in this play as Eisman uses his speed to just track down Horwath and then just put him away on a big tackle for Bishop McDevitt.
Eisman is only a sophomore. He's part of the big future for Bishop McDevitt. They rebuilt this program. When Fort Chapman took over, they were 2-9. Here's one of the reasons they're playing in a state championship.
Well, they say as a defensive player, go right at the man and you'll get him every time. And Horwath had nowhere to go, and Eisman did nothing more than just throw him to the ground.
3rd and 22 from the 33. This drive started at the 20. Pitch and go, and there's Stabler. Ball is loose, and they say he was down at about the 39-yard line, and Horwath is hurt. Dibler exploded in backside.
And Horwath's in some serious pain here. As you'll see him step back, Dibler charges in from the outside. Horwath tried to fake it, look downfield, and Dibler just put him away quickly. And he came down. You can see the knee there. Came down on the knee, and this time it is the right knee that they're looking at on Kevin Horwath. And you can see here, watch again, slow motion. They come down, there's the knee, and you got a big guy like Dibler coming right in behind that left knee and kind of putting it down in an awkward position as he banged it to the ground, and they're looking it over very carefully down in the field. That would be a major loss to Burrell.
Dibler started his career at Steel High and then came over to Bishop McDevitt. And you certainly hope Kevin Horwath is all right. He's a junior, 5'10", 175-pounder. His numbers were outstanding coming in, as we had talked about, Gary. And they've lost Hornak and Horwath on this particular series, and both have been involved and met that Corey Dibler and have not really liked the end result. 6:09 to go, second quarter. Bishop McDevitt in control, 14-0, and showing dominance on both sides of the football. That was going to be the big key, is how the defensive and offensive line play was going to be for McDevitt, and so far Fort Chapman has to like what he sees.
Well, he's got to like this number. Nothing out of 4 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon for Burrell. As you see the play one more time, Dibler coming in. Now watch the left knee. Oof. Oh, not what you want to see in any game, or especially a high school game, and we're hoping that Kevin Horwath is okay here.
Hopefully it's just a kind of a stinger or something, but I think it's a little more than that because they're working again on that ankle area.
Talked about Dibler coming over to Bishop McDevitt. 3 years all conference for the Mid-Penn, and that's something to be said when you're playing in a league with predominant 4A teams. As Dibler Horwath coming off the field here, and look at the left knee, trying to put some pressure on him very, very hard here at the moment.
Well, they lost 17 total yards on that particular exchange after the block punt. It doesn't look good right there. Hopefully they can take him into a warmer area, tape it up, and maybe he'll come back. Right now, Tom Rizak is into punt. He's a sophomore, and I believe he's the backup quarterback. They're going to work on Horwath a little bit. He is walking tenderly on that ankle as they sit him down. Line drive punt, kind of catches a little wind tunnel, and Jordan Scott fields it at about the 13-yard line. Make that Nelson, rather, and that's where McDevitt will start it up. 1st down and 10, leading 14-0, and dominating.
Dominating is the word here so far, as the break was given to Burrell, just could not capitalize on it on the block punt. And now the Bishop McDevitt, what should I say, offensive slaughterhouse gets started again here, because they have been absolutely dominant on the line of scrimmage, and they've been dominant on the menu that they have showed this afternoon offensively thus far.
McDevitt will have 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go. They have 2 timeouts remaining as Nelson goes in motion. Going to be a pitch back to Rakai Nelson. He's got some speed to the outside, and an excellent pursuit that time by the Burrell defense to hem him after a gain of about 3. Tackle is made by, looks to be that Gene Nicastro, 5'10" senior.
It is Nicastro. I'm really impressed, Jeb, with the quick lateral pursuit that this defensive Burrell has. Watch him. They pick up the blocking very well that time. Good job of getting Nelson before he's able to get to the corner, because when he'll get to the corner, he'll be lethal getting down the field.
Well, again, Tom Henderson, the head coach at Burrell, says this is an almost impossible team to prepare defense for because they do everything, and they do everything so well. See Nelson in motion again. Scott this time gives it off to Mealy, and he's slammed down right away that time by Joe Kurtik. Excellent play, 5'10", 190-pound senior.
Well, Burrell, with two of their best players out, might be rising to the occasion here as they gang tackle 2 straight times. Watch again the quickness of Burrell here defensively. They're a team that knows how to win with the defense. You see him coming up here. And not a real pretty tackle that time by Joe Kurtik, but very effective.
Well, we're going to see Rezak, the quarterback for Burrell. It looks as though that Horwath is out for a while. We'll try and get a report for you. 14-0 McDevitt. It is 3rd and 4. Scott into the pocket under pressure. Scott going to be hit and dropped short of a first down. Well, Jason Gregg has stepped up his game. Justin Chance was there. Kurtik again, and also the outside linebacker, Matt Pega.
If you're a Bishop McDevitt fan, you now get a chance to see something you've only seen 22 other times all year. It's going to be a punt, and every time Bishop McDevitt punts, because of that play right there, it is a mystery tour. The magical mystery tour, and not always nice magic, a little bit of voodoo every now and then that we saw the last time.
McDevitt looks like they're going on 4th and 6 at their own 17-yard line, and now they call timeout. And simply, I'm sure they didn't forget what down it was. Maybe they were doing a cadence thing.
All they try to do is get you to come off sides, use their timeouts then, and they've had a lot of success this year when they needed just a few yards in doing that. So now they'll go to the punt formation and again try to figure out how to do that correctly.
I've heard of gambling a little bit, Gary, but when you're at your own 17 facing 4th and 6, I know your offense is good, but that's real confidence right there.